Hi, welcome to Puffin Cafe, and today we're diving into Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book was written to show how small changes can lead to huge results over time. Clear argues that the secret doesn't lie in making drastic change, but rather in making tiny, consistent improvements each day. This isn't just another book on habits, it's a complete system designed to help us create lasting change. So let's dive into the main principles and key points the author discussed so we can understand how to apply them in daily life. Let's start with the main idea. What exactly are atomic habits? James Clear argues that habits are like the atoms of our lives, small actions that ultimately define who we are. These tiny, everyday actions can be either beneficial or harmful. Clear shares a powerful examples. If you improve a habit by just 1% every day, by the end of the year, you'll see tremendous progress. On the flip side, you feel that a habit worsen by 1% each day, the results will be drastically negative by year end. This example illustrates why it's unnecessary to aim to big change right away. Instead, focus on taking small steps each day. This concept of small steps becomes the foundation for the entire book. Atomic habits are about forming not just isolated actions, but a system that will, over time, reshape our lives. The author encourages us to approach change gradually, making our habits a natural part of life. Now that we understand the core concept, let's move on into the 4 laws that Clear suggests for building good habits. He called this the 4 laws of behavior change, and they help us create positive habits and break harmful ones. Make the habit obvious. The first law is to make the habits as visible as possible, so it's a constant reminder. This means embedding it into our day and keeping it in plain sight. For instance, if you want to drink more water, place a glass on your desk near your computer, or if you want to read before bed, keep a book on your nightstand. This visual quiz keep the new habit top of mind. Make the habit attractive. The second law is to make the habit attractive by associating it with something enjoyable. Clear explains that this builds a positive mindset toward the new activity. For example, if you want to start running, try listening to a favorite podcast of music while you run. This creates a positive association, making it much easier to stick with the habit. Make the habit easy. The third law is to make the habit as easy as possible to perform. There is no need to take a huge challenge right away. If you want to start exercising, start with just 5 minutes a day. The lower the barrier to starting, the more likely you will be to repeat the actions. As the habit becomes established, you can gradually increase the intensity. Make the habit satisfying. Lastly, the fourth law is to make the habit satisfying. Our brains are wired to seek immediate rewards. For instance, after a run, allow yourself a minute to relax and feel satisfied with doing something beneficial. Or if you're working on a tough project, take a short break after completing each phase. These reinforce positive feelings associated with the habits. Clear also introduces a method called scorecard and optimization to help us track and adjust our habits as needed. What does this mean? This scorecard helps us become aware of our habits. For instance, before changing anything, it's important to understand which habits we already have. This is like a personal audit of our behavior. Clear suggests that before making any change, we should write down all of our daily actions. This will help us see which habits we actually have and which ones need changing. Next comes optimization. For example, if you notice you spend too much time on social media, you could set a limit of remove distracting apps before bed. This helps us be intentional about how we change our habits, track progress, and make adjustments along the way. An important point Clear makes is about the danger of setting overly ambitious goals. He argues that goals, strangely enough, can sometimes harm our progress. Why? Because when we set massive goals, it can often lead to disappointment. James Clear suggests that instead we should focus on creating a system rather than the goal itself. For example, if your goal is to run a marathon, this is very broad and may be challenging to achieve in the short term, but if you focus on a daily training routine, you'll eventually reach the goal step by step. This brings us back to the idea of atomic habit. It's more effective to focus on daily actions that over time will lead to the outcome you want. Understanding this difference helps us avoid unnecessary stress and focus on the progress, not just the result. To conclude, Atomic Habits is more than just a collection of advice, it's a comprehensive guide to creating the change we want to in our lives. This book is for anyone who wants to create the conditions to make positive habits an easy and natural part of life, and most importantly, it's about achieving this without overwhelming effort. Clear show us that we can start small and gradually make big change. This book is ideal for anyone looking to manage themselves better and improve a little each day. If you're looking for a way to change yourself without having to rely solely on willpower, then Atomic Habit is definitely worth a read. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Puffin Cafe, and I see you in the next episode.